and welcome back to my channel. Okay. So I haven't done any of this for ages. I used to do videos and put them on Facebook. I had a page set up to share my ME journey. And then I kind of dwindled away from that while, I don't know, just life things came up. And I kind of miss it because it was a therapy for me. I think I kind of stopped doing videos as well was because I started to feel guilt for feeling well. So through the summer months I tend to do better than I've ever done through winter months. So it's something to do with like the weather changing, it affects my body, the cold really affects my muscles tense, it can start the tremors off, or it uses more energy than I have, so it causes the fatigue. There's a whole variety of different things that triggers stuff for me. Stress is another one, which is like, whoo! When I started my Facebook page, I was in a pretty bad place. I was quite a positive, but I didn't accept me, I didn't accept who I was, I didn't accept my illness. You know, I was only just learning how to do that. Also a way to raise awareness of ME and what people go through, but also so people who also suffer with maybe not necessarily ME but chronic illness or depression or anxiety, that they're not alone. You tend to think you're the only person that goes through it or thinks this, feels this, or is experiencing this, but you're not. They tend to hide all the bad stuff. They say that they're fine when they're not. You put a smile on your face but you're not happy. You know, all this happens all the time by so many people, and I used to be one of those people. I was petrified telling people what it was really like. Like if I had friends come over, I'd pretend like, yeah, fine, or yeah, not feeling too great, but you know, I'm good, I'm happy, yeah, whatever. But they would leave and I would burst into tears because it took so much effort to pretend that I was fine. And not only that, I kind of wanted to spill it all, just let it all out, just open the gates. Everything that I've been feeling, thinking, you know, kind of simmering on in my silence, in my loneliness, and have friends there to then give you all that love and support. But it was fear that would stop me from doing it because I didn't want them to feel like they couldn't come over because I'd just moan and bitch all the time. So I would hide it, and now I've learnt, it took years, but I've learnt to open up and be honest and say when I'm not feeling good. And I do share a lot on my Insta stories, more so now than anywhere, and I just kind of want to open it up a little bit more because there's so much more to this illness. And also being a mum with a chronic illness, oh lordy, some days I could disown my children. I could quite happily stick them outside in the pissing wet. That's how much they annoy me sometimes, and that's just a general mum thing anyway, let alone having a chronic illness on top of all of that. I don't know what else to say. Yeah! I feel so silly. So where am I now? Like, what? I don't know. Oh my god, this is so awkward. I'm trying to think what was the last thing I kind of shared. I know I did share my journey, started some new supplements, and I'm still on them, and I believe that they help me massively. It's very expensive trying to get yourself to some kind of functionability, is that a word? It is now. And I will never be cured. I have no expectations of being cured, but I do believe that you have the ability to improve your quality of life, but you do have to experiment and trial and error in what will work for you and your body. Everybody's different, everybody experiences different things. When it comes to ME, everybody's got different stuff. Like, I know quite a few people and we are all completely different. None of us have all the same symptoms. For me, I'm like the odd one out of everybody that seems to suffer with tremors and muscle spasms. And it's not just a little bit, they get a bit violent sometimes. So you've probably seen in previous videos that I've shared, sharing what it's truly like. And it's lonely and it's frustrating and it just makes you so angry. I started to feel guilt for doing well, and you should never feel guilty for doing well. Anybody that's watching this that suffers, if you're going through a good phase, enjoy it, experience it, love it, and don't feel guilty for it. Don't apologise for feeling well. It's all we ever dream of. And then I was sitting there feeling guilty, sharing it with people because I know that so many others were suffering, and I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm walking, and you know, there's all these things that I just felt so guilty for. And I shouldn't, and I don't now. I am learning, but it's all a process. All of this is a process. It has taken me years to get to this point. It was only last week that I've finally come to terms with being in a wheelchair out and about, like to feel comfortable in a wheelchair. It's something that I've really struggled with over the last 4 years. If I need a wheelchair, I need a wheelchair. If I want to walk around a shop and just push the wheelchair, I'm going to do it. I haven't actually done that one yet, but I'm going to do it because everyone's different. Nobody knows what you're going through. If they think, oh, what's she doing pushing that around? Shouldn't she be sitting in it? Then fine, that's their opinion. They don't know what I go through. And that's what I need to learn. It's a process again, but it's something that I need to come to terms with myself. And I feel like I'm starting to get these little stepping stones towards that. Lost my trail of thought, it's gone. You will never know what my thought was now. As I've been coming to these kind of realizations lately, this is where I'm kind of starting to feel like I want to share with everybody again and share my ups and my downs, because I still have my downs. I have many downs, but I'm finding they don't last. Like it used to be an everyday occurrence where I would be really struggling to fight to get through every single day. I feel like I have a much better grasp on life now. I am in no way in control of my life and know what I'm going to be doing with my life, but I have a better handle on my life, and that just makes things so much easier in itself, just that alone. Also gives me a focus. Like, so by doing this, I have something to focus on. Doing blog posts, I have something to focus on. So I'm really trying to be consistent with my blog posts from now on. Started like a week ago. And do more video type things, because some people prefer to see a video than they do to read a blog. So I kind of want to have the two and balance them together as best that I can. And again, like I said, it gives me a focus. What I try and do is be proactive and plan some outings for like this next year. What do I want to do? Just something to have a focus to work towards that will actually get me out the house. And then I'm just going to share that with people, whether I'm in the wheelchair or not. You know, I'm going to express, I'm going to be able to, what my hope is to show the wide variety of this illness, how things can be so good in the morning, but by the evening, completely different story. Or how one day I can be out walking and playing with my kids, whereas the next day I can't be in the same room as them. You know, I want to be able to somehow show all these, I don't know what you call them, kind of like all these layers to this illness. I have no idea if this is even going to be beneficial to anybody, if anyone's going to take anything from it, but if it helps me, then I'm going to do it. Why not do something if it's going to benefit you in the long run? So yeah, that's it really. If you find this interesting at all, please let me know. If there's something in particular you would like me to, I don't know, talk about, or I don't know, or anything you'd like to see, then comment below.